Hello everyone, zdravo svima. You're watching Serbian for You channel, and here we are talking about Serbian language and culture around the Balkans. In the last episode we were in Belgrade, in the city center, and we also went to the old fortress Kalemegdan, and today we are still in Belgrade, but on the other side we are going to one unusual Bohemian street, Skadarlija. And at the end of this episode we are going to have a quick lesson about superlative of adjectives in Serbian language. So pay attention during this video to hear some words that starting with naj.
U centru Beograda, na 400 metara od glavnog trga, Trga Republike, nalazi se jedna posebna ulica. Za mnoge najlepša ulica u Beogradu. To je Skadarlija. Sada idemo do nje da vidimo zašto je ona toliko specijalna.
Evo nas u najpoznatijoj ulici u Beogradu posle Knez Mihajlove. To je Skadarlija koja još uvek čuva staru tradiciju. Skadarliju uvek zovemo Boemskom ulicom, boemskim delom grada, i to je bilo tako i u prošlosti, ali i sada.
Ovde se danas nalazi mnogo srpskih kafana, restorana sa srpskom hranom i najboljom živom muzikom. Do polovine 19. veka ova ulica je praktično bila na periferiji grada. Tek početkom 19. veka ovde su počeli da žive Romi, a u drugoj polovini 19. veka ona sve više liči na grad sa kućama na više spratova. U to vreme sredinom Skadarlije je išao jedan kanal koji je za vreme velikih kiša izgledao kao reka. Ta reka je bila granica Dorćola i Palilule. Palilula je u to vreme bila selo, a Dorćol je bio kvart grada. Od početka 20. veka ova ulica polako postaje ono što je danas. Mesto za umetnike i boeme, ljude koji vole da uživaju u dobroj hrani, piću i muzici.
Skadarlija je počela da živi od početka 20. veka. Do tada su se umetnici viđali u centru Beograda preko puta Narodnog pozorišta u kafani Dardaneli. A onda je ova kafana srušena i boemi su tražili novo mesto za sebe. A onda su pronašli Skadarsku ulicu.
Ovde su svoje vreme provodili neki od najvažnijih srpskih pisaca, kao što su Đura Jakšić, Stevan Sremac, Branislav Nušić, Radoje Domanović ili Bora Stanković. Najpopularnije mesto danas ovde zauzima sigurno Đura Jakšić, zato što ćete njegovu skulpturu kao i njegovu kuću moći da vidite malo nakon ulaska u Skadarsku ulicu sa desne strane.
Iza mene se nalazi jedna od najstarijih i najpoznatijih kuća u Skadarliji. To je kuća poznatog pesnika i slikara Đure Jakšića. I danas je ova kuća mesto za umetnike. Ovde se često organizuju izložbe, književne večeri i predstave.
Umetnost koja danas ima centralno mesto u Skadarliji je muzika. U većini kafana ćete moći da čujete tamburaše koji sviraju starogradsku muziku i najlepše pesme pevača i pevačica kao što su Toma Zdravković, Miroslav Ilić, Tozovac, Silvana Armenulić ili Lepa Lukić.
During this short episode, you heard some words starting with naj, like this here. Najlepša or najpoznatija ulica or najstarija kuća or najbolja muzika, najvažniji pisci and najpopularnije mesto. So all these words starting with naj, and all these words are actually superlative form of adjectives. When I say superlative, I think about the highest form of comparison. So when we compare some things, when we have adjectives, at the beginning we have positive form, like here we have that this is superlative, but najlepša is superlative, but the basic positive form of this adjective is actually lep, and the basic form is in masculine gender in positive form, it's lep. For feminine gender positive form, it's lepa, and for neutral gender positive form, it's lepo. So we say lep čovek, lepa žena, or lepo dete. When we want to compare two different people, for example, or two different things, we will use comparative. So we can say lepši muškarac, lepši čovek, or lepša žena, and lepše dete. So we will use, in that situation, we'll use comparative. And when we have three or more things that we want to compare, for the highest form of some quality, we will use superlative, and najlepši for masculine, we will have also masculine, feminine and neutral gender. So we will at the beginning of comparative put prefix naj, and then just the same form as we used in comparative. You remember I said lepši, and at the beginning I put naj, so we have najlepši. And also for feminine, najlepša, and for neutral gender, najlepše. And maybe you're wondering when I use one or another, and it depends of nouns, of course. So here we have ulica. Ulica is feminine gender noun, it's feminine gender noun, and then I will use superlative in feminine gender singular, because ulica is also singular. So I would say najlepša ulica and najpoznatija ulica. Skadarlija je najlepša ili najpoznatija ulica. And also when I used to talk about kuća Đure Jakšića, I said najstarija kuća, also feminine gender singular, so I would also use feminine gender in superlative. Najstarija kuća or najbolja muzika, the same thing, feminine gender singular. So when we have something in masculine gender, we will also put adjective here in superlative form in masculine gender. So here we had pisci, so I would say najvažniji pisci, and this is in plural. If it was in singular, I would say najvažniji pisac, so masculine gender. And here we have najpopularnije mesto. Mesto is neutral gender, and I would say najpopularnije. Feminine gender would be najpopularnija, and masculine would be najpopularniji. So we always have different forms for different genders. The other thing we need to think about is it singular or plural. So if it's this is in singular, najpopularnije mesto, it's singular, but if we want to say that in plural, we would put also adjective in plural and we would say najpopularnija mesta. And now let's go back to this superlative form. So when we have positive form of adjective, like here for najpoznatija, positive is poznat, for najlepša lep, for najstarija star, and for najbolja dobar, najvažniji važan, najpopularniji popularan. So popularan, dobar, lep, these words are positive form of adjective. When we want to make comparative, it's not always the same way. It's actually, we have different endings for comparative, but you can see here that very frequent we had this ija or ii for masculine. So we have star and comparative stariji, or for feminine starija. And here važan, and in comparative we would say važniji, or for feminine važnija. And popularan, in comparative we would say popularniji, or popularnija, or popularnije for neutral gender. So very frequent we put this ij at the end for comparative, but in some other situation we have ending ša, sh. So lep, lepši, so the ending is actually shi, lep, lepši. And for feminine we would say lepša, and for neutral gender lepše. So we have different endings in comparative actually, and here dobar and comparative bolji, it's totally irregular, like it is in English. You have good and better, it's irregular form, and also in Serbian sometimes we have irregular form in comparative. But superlative is not actually that hard. If we know comparative, if we know some adjective in the form of comparative, then to make superlative, it's really easy, because always we will just put prefix naj at the beginning of comparative, and then we will have superlative form. So doesn't matter how we form comparative, is it regular or irregular, which ending, if it's from regular, but it can be hard for comparative, but for superlative it's really easy. Just put naj at the beginning of comparative and you will have superlative. So we had comparative lepši, and we will put naj and we will have najlepši, or feminine najlepša. Poznatiji comparative, najpoznatiji superlative. Stariji or starija comparative, and just put naj at the beginning and you will get najstarija superlative. Bolji is comparative of dobar, and for superlative we will just put naj at the beginning of comparative. Naj plus bolji, we will get najbolji. So you see that also for irregular comparative we will have regular, actually it's regular in superlative, because just naj at the beginning and everything else is the same. Also here važniji is comparative and najvažniji, that's superlative. Popularan, positive, popularniji comparative, and just naj at the beginning of comparative, and we will get najpopularniji for superlative. So you here that comparative can be hard, but superlative it's not that hard. Just put naj at the beginning of comparative and everything else is the same. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this episode. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments, and like and subscribe, and see you next time. Vidimo se!